I don't know where you're from, but here it's very important to always have live bait. Live bait, depending on the size of the marina that you're at, if you're at a large marina and you have a lot of traffic, sometimes there's a guy offshore and he's sitting there at the end of the channel and he's selling live bait to you. And we don't have that luxury here. We have to find a way to do our own live bait. So live bait's about timing. Know that first, because we're going to fish tomorrow. And so really I should have been down here. Tomorrow's Friday. So we really should have been down here Monday or Tuesday, and I should have been baiting these traps so that they have 4 or 5 days for fish to come into them. So let's talk a little bit about the bait traps themselves. There's a difference between fish traps and crab traps. So if you go buy a trap, just be aware that there's a difference between the two. Also, especially once they've been in the water for a little bit, never pick them up, never do anything with them. In other words, don't make the same mistake that I made, in that you touch these things without gloves on, because they'll cut you very badly, and I've been cut numerous times. So never touch them without some kind of gloves on, okay? So this is a typical bait trap, and you can see it's been down there, somebody's been feeding on it. Give that to the pelicans. And then these are called LYs. They work best because they don't fall through, obviously. And I'm going to put about 3 of those in there. And then it's got a little gate on it, a little strap. Lock them in. And then one other trick that I want to show you. You want the bait, you want the bait to be on the bottom. So you actually want this trap inverted. And then you want it to stay that way. Well, the secret to that, and I don't know if you can see it or not, is you put these little rebar pipes. You can cut these rebar pipes. You can find these anywhere. And and all you do is twisty tie them in. And so that puts all the weight on the bottom of this trap, so the trap's not rolling around. So it's just a little trick, because when the trap hits the bottom, you want the bait to be on the bottom, and you want it to stay on the bottom. You don't want it on top. And that's all there is to it. So bait traps are very important. You'll watch another segment on live bait and how important live bait is out there, because big fish, well, let's think about it. Would you rather eat frozen bait, or would you rather have sushi? I'd rather have sushi. And so would a lot of the big king mackerels, and depending on what you're fishing for, the wahoo and some of the amberjacks that are out there around the towers that we're going to fish for soon. They would much prefer the pinfish or some of the other live bait that we have around here. So that's our little segment on bait traps. See you next time.